Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are back. It's like we never left. Tuesday night VPG stream with you until around about 10 o'clock, depending on how good these boys and girls are being. And I'm not gonna lie, they're not being good right now because we currently don't have a stream for the first game, Domino. So
what?
We'll do our introductions, and they might be very long introductions, circa 15 minutes. Domino, how the devil are you, first and foremost?
Oh, mate, I'm happy to be back in. This is my zen place, April. As much as there's chaos going around us, I think once I get out past my day-to-day life, once I sit at this computer, I feel wholesome again. I feel at peace.
Once again, you know who's doing the control panel behind the scenes. Domino, I'm glad you're stress-free. I'm glad everything's good, mate. You just stay over there and look pretty, okay?
That's all I was here for, April. That's why you employ me.
So we hired him for. Right then, first and foremost, we have got the UK Premier. Let us down last night, Domino. Let us down. Torment and FG are going to obviously make amends for that. They are our first game tonight at what should have been 8 o'clock. Naughty boys, naughty boys. Moving on to game number 2, Domino. It is an absolute belter. It is the return of Pagaza, taking on the well-known on this channel Empire side, the French derby, of course. Domino, this is massive. That is the Esports Cup quarter final. 2 games to go to the final. Who's going to make it through?
Big game, April. Big game.
Huge.
French derby.
Speaking of huge games, Domino, the main event of the evening. It is first place, second place. It's crazy. We spoil you. This game needs no introduction, so I'm not even going to introduce it, Domino. It does what it says on the tin.
8 Ball is the return of GMASK after quite the hiatus.
Yeah, a whole day we had to wait for them.
Exactly.
Sorry, just trying to sort a link out, mate.
No, you're all good. And these boys at Rote 8 Ball, and my favourite thing about Rote is from their centre back all the way to their striker, they've got RTA in their name. That is dedication, and that's what wins you leagues, 8 Ball. That's what wins you leagues.
Except the goalkeeper, which, hey, I'm not saying none. I'm not saying none. Yeah. And then we don't have a lineup for match number 4, but I can confirm it is again the return of VLG ONE MIND. Massive side, and they are taking on the reason why we don't have a lineup, and I'm going to call them out because they're naughty boys. It is Drift Esports, the Spaniards. Again, that's going to be a massive game because One Mind, one, are a massive team, and 2, are on an absolute tear at the moment. They are in 8th place, but they do have 4 games in hand, so expect them to be knocking on the door fully tonight. But over to game number 1. It is Torment versus FG, top of the league, FG, Domino. Level on points with class, who did beat them on stream on Thursday.
Mate, that is a game.
Absolutely. And SAF have 3 games in hand over FG, so they'll be watching this and cheering on Torment. 3 games in hand and 4 points behind, so at the moment it is SAF Prolifics to lose. FG will just want to keep that pressure going at the moment and just make them sweat for it, because we know fine well, we found this out yesterday and subsequent days before that, having games in hand is one thing, having points on the board is a completely different thing, Domino.
Exactly, April, and that's fair to say, because you've got the games in hand. Ultimately, that's the pressurized situation. I'd always rather play first and put pressure on the team second, so you've got the points in the bag instead of you there chasing. It's the added pressure you don't need. Some people crumble, some people shine.
Absolutely, yeah. Who is going to crumble, who is going to shine tonight? Find out shortly, because they are in the lobby waiting to go. Torment, 15th in the UK Premier, Domino, and 21st out of 24 in the Elite A League. So they are a team that I think FG will... I think they'll fancy their chances here, Domino.
Yeah, you've got to, 8 Ball. Got to.
And I think, again, you've got to go into this game almost not expecting to win, of course, but you've just got to back yourself. Is effectively it. You've got to back yourself.
No, you're not wrong. And if you're FG, everything's like the momentum's with you. Again, playing well. Your league position is obviously, we're now halfway through the league. Tables have started forming, and it's pretty much where you're going to be mainly at the end of the season. So yeah, FG will be absolutely up for this. But like I said, when your teams like Torment, it's the midriff games, it's the 8 till 20th games where it might not excite you, but when you play someone that's top of the league, it's a chance to take a notch off the belt. And Torment will play this like a cup final.
Yep, absolutely. Teams are in the lobby. Invites are being sent, so do bear with us. It's a slow start today. But thanks for joining us Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays on this channel. 8 p.m. I didn't say 8 p.m. sharp. I mean, you guys are here before the actual players. So, and to be fair, that's how it should be. That is how it works in real life. There's no point in you guys just rocking up halfway through a game, is there? So, just having a look at these two teams then. FG, we know all too well. Waddy in goal, a world-class goalkeeper. Domino's favourite, Bluefin, is at centre-back tonight. Keaton drops in to centre-back from CDM, which leaves a space for Porridge.
Porridge, my guy. Where was he playing last time, 8 Ball? Where was he playing on? I think he was left or right back, wasn't he?
That man. He's like a new age Phil Neville, but he's doing... Yeah, I was going to say, he's doing the job alongside Dilvix, who's swapped with Jack 7. So, and Valiant goes back up top, and cameraman Sam Cooper is with him. And for Torment, half-wing, a very, very good player. Les Vertes as well, we've seen knocking around. Alfie, very good player. And I think he's the skipper, Corello or Santana. One of those two CDMs is the skipper. The other's the cameraman, or it might be both. But watch out for those two in CDM as well. Two very good players in there. Two very good players who can upset the likes of Dilvix, of Sam Cooper et al. And they're going to need to do that, Domino. They're going to need to do that today.
Yeah, absolutely. They need to play the party spoilers here, 8 Ball.
Yeah.
And they've got the ability, they've got the players on the pitch to do it. It's all about obviously this first 20 minutes and how you can cope with the FG, because you know they like to start fast, and you know this UK Prem is always quick. It's quite more over the top.
Most of the time it is quick. So we've got FG from right to left, top of the league FG in the black kits, and then second from bottom, looking to do a job, our Torment in the white and red kit. Trying to slide it through. Early pressure from FG, and like you said, Dom, I think that first 20 minutes is so crucial for Torment, more so than FG, because if FG don't score in the first 20 minutes, I don't think they'll be too bothered. But if Torment go a goal down early doors against a rampant FG side, that could be lights for them.
Yeah, they don't want to lose anything here. And yeah, my tactic, especially as you're that far down the league, 8 Ball, that's a lovely bit of play, nicely through the thirds, and then just got caught with no runners in front of him. It's what they're doing now. You're going to keep that solid shape defensively. There's no real press on the FG players. They're letting them play out, but when they get to these positions,
ball over quality on the left hand side. Takes the early shot. Strange choice. Goalkeeper does take a touch down. And here come Torment responding well with half-winger. Beats his man. FG get back. Do very, very well. And they go long into that centre midfield area where Sam Cooper, our cameraman for tonight, has time to take it down. Valiant's dropping very deep so far, and it's working. Dean Smith on the overlap. Gives it to Porridge, the CDM up there. That tells you everything you need to know about how FG are approaching this game, Domino. The first half chance going to them, 15 minutes in, 0-0, but they are still knocking on the door. Players entering the box now. Smith cuts back, gives it to Sam Cooper, who gives it to the on-rushing Valiant. Humongous save from the Torment goalkeeper. It does get kept in play, though, and I'm wishing maybe it had gone out of play for Torment's sake. They do well, though, and the counter might be on here. Like I said, FG are committing a lot of bodies forward. You can tell how they've been told to approach this game, Domino.
Yeah, and you want to stamp your authority early on the game, and I think FG are doing exactly that, 8-ball. Playing good positions. That last attack, for Torment's sake, that is far too easy. It was 3 really simple balls with a very good chance on goal. And they're coming through here again, 8-ball. Really good.
Block.
Yeah, it's last-ditch defending here, which is not going to be... Well, the Torment boys are not going to be happy about this. But they are got through that first 20 minutes. It is still 0-0. And they've got a big chance here, because that's a raking ball over the top.
Half winger's done well. Edge of the box is on. Carrillo into the box. Waddy stayed. It was the right choice in the end, but just a stark reminder there, Domino, that it's not all rainbows and butterflies for this FG side. They can be caught by Torment on the counter, and it looks like that's probably how Torment are going to fix up. Thomas heads it down. What a ball that is. And tell you what, luckily Torment had players on hand, because that knockdown was sensational. Down the line it goes. Good one-touch football from Torment, but they do get caught in possession. 35 yards out. On rushing, right back comes up, collects it for FG. And here is Smith at the back post, knocked down. It was read well by the goalkeeper and by the men in red, but again, they can't get out of their own defensive third. Again, Smith on the overlap. We know he loves to do that for this FG side, causing real problems on that far side. Here's Baliance, gets to the byline, back post, headed out. It's just coming back at them in droves, Domino. Edge of the box, Sam Cooper gives it to his gaffer, Porridge. 3-point conversion.
At that point, anywhere would do. At the minute, these Torment boys just need to get it away from the 6-yard box, 8-ball. Because they've been camped out there for the last
near post flick on. Yeah, absolutely, mate. They are camped out, and do you know what? We've seen enough pro clubs games, Domino, to know that Torment, they've got the ability to get something out of this game. Yes, they have been camped in their own, I'm not even going to say own half, their own defensive third for the last 35 minutes, but it's 0-0 and anything goes at 0-0.
Yeah, absolutely, 8-ball. This is better from Torment. They're just holding on the ball, giving their defenders a little bit of relief, and then again, the things you can't do is try the skill moves in the middle of the park, 8-ball, when you've got... I
tell you what, Domino, the early pass is constantly on for Torment. If they can get it out of their feet and play those early balls over the top, wow. Yeah. Casual from Waddy, but yeah, absolutely knew what he was doing. You know, they've got the willing runners, and sometimes that's half the battle. They just need someone to start pulling the strings in that centre midfield position. Just get their foot on the ball, get their head up. Those early balls, because FG have got such a tendency to come forward. I mean, look at their right back, look at their left back now, basically playing as wingers. Here is the right winger chasing that. It's going to fall to the edge of the box. Alpi Boy does well. Again, loses out though. Men at the back post if they can find it. Dilvix doesn't need it. The ball's going to fall so nicely to Thomas W. From that left midfield position. Tucks the ball away. Unfortunate way to concede a goal, Domino. But FG a good value for this lead and on the stroke of half time as well.
8-ball. We can't say it won't come in. We can't say that goal won't come in. It was... After the first 10 virtual minutes, I'm pretty sure it was all FG. Again, Torment had some good possession in the middle of the park. Didn't pass the ball early enough. But yeah, FG was just dragging them into deep, deep waters. And unfortunately for the goal, I mean, it was just an accumulation of pressure. Yeah. The shot was there. It was blocked. It was a nice ricochet. The keeper already was in action. Dived on the floor. Fell to his feet. He's not going to get an easy chance from that. It looks... And on the stroke of half-time, 8-ball, it looks like a very, very tall mountain to climb for Torment at the minute.
Yeah, we've got the possession stats in the background here. It is 4 shots to 0 for FG, 61% possession there. So pretty much tells you everything you need to know. That stats don't lie and all that. But do you know what? There's some good signs for Torment, Domino. And again, like I was saying in comms, if they can get that ball down and... play those early balls, because sometimes you've just got a firefight when you're playing teams like this. Sometimes you've got to revert to realistically, how are we going to win this game, or how are we going to get something out of this game? And sometimes it does have to be that furthest, safest pass. And for Torment, they've got the willing runners. Look at this left and right flank. They're constantly playing on the last man. If they're told to hit them, I think they'll get a lot of joy in this second half, despite who they're playing against.
Yeah, like, again, 8-ball, and I say it week in, week out. GMASK, because I said I'm watching so much, GMASK, they don't mince around with it at the back. They have that ball, the long ball, that goes out all the time for the first 10-15 minutes. So they're not caught in this position.
There it is. There it is.
Literally like that. It'll be offside, 8-ball. But things like that, the more... And again, you played football in real life, 8-ball. On the stream, very, very good baller. I'm going to give you some bit of credit. But when you keep launching the ball further and further back, the only thing it will do is drop the defence a little bit more. It gives you opportunities to play through the thirds. Yeah. So I think Torment do need to start kind of implementing a strategy, because if they start getting on top of them a little bit more in the second half, then yeah, it could be curtains.
Yeah, I think another goal for FG might kill it here. And they're definitely in search there. The man on the edge of the box had his pocket pinched, but now 2v2 at the back with the goal scorer at the back post. Santana does well, concedes the throw in high up. Bozo Taco is a very good goalkeeper. Yes, indeed he is. To be honest, he's not really had that much to do. He's had a couple of routine saves. Nothing he could do about the goal. But again, look, there's always a man in red on the last man. They just need that quality in that midfield area to be able to find it. It's one pass. You know, the strikers last night went to sleep knowing fine well that this is not going to be a game where they're going to have 4, 5, 6, 7 chances. They'll be dreaming of having that one chance against top of the league. And it's all going to be down to whether they can take it or not. And whether the midfield can supply them or not. Because right now, it's just not working for them. Despite, I mean, look at this. It's a 4-man press. Or 4-man half a press. But they've got the players up, Domino. They're not... I like that they're not just low blocking this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Credit to them.
Yeah, they're just... When it gets to this position here, 8-ball, the transition between attack and defence when they're in the middle of the park, they do well to get it there, but I don't know if it's one too many. Yeah. They're trying to take on a player in the middle of the park, or the pass is not safe enough, or the people are not showing. But again, FG are the main team who look back to front, but there is a chance here, 8-ball.
Absolutely.
He's got one runners going through. He cuts the middle.
Well played by Dilvix. There were question marks over whether he could do a job in there, Domino, in that CDM position.
You questioned it.
Sam Cooper, our cameraman, cuts it back, edge of the box. Relatively fortunate to go all the way through to the goal scorer, but Unity Bluefin stepping a long way up, going to get a nosebleed. Loses out, and now they're able to, again, Domino, like you said, they make 50 yards and then lose the ball, and then they've got to run back 50 yards. It's unless Vertes misses that pass through the middle there, Domino.
Again, me and you are seeing it, that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. But here they go on the press again, committed men forward, half a chance. Here it is. Dean Smith in there defending like an absolute unit. Stab forward with the rebound. Oh, it's dragged wide.
Abel, did you put the scrum whistle on?
Wow. I should have every bloody game. Dean Smith there throwing his body on the line, and again...
Let's talk about the save, Abel. Let's talk about the save. The reactions there, because it was Pinball Wizard. I didn't know what was happening. But on the attack, oh my God.
Through to Levert. Big save from Waddy. This time, a lot more impressive. Fantastic save from Waddy. Tips it wide for a corner, and all of a sudden, Torment. 14th place Torment. It's Waddy again. We called him a world-class goalkeeper. They've had more shots in this last 2 minutes than they have the rest of the other 72 minutes. But when you are up against a man like Waddy, wow. They finally started to take some advice from us, Domino. They are throwing caution to the wind slightly and just playing those direct passes, and they looked good for it. They've got the firepower to do it in Half Winger and Les Vertes. They're two good players. I don't know. It might be one of those things where, because of the state of the game where we are, 13 minutes left, they do start to throw a bit more caution to the wind. But again, we said it last night on the stream. We just wish more teams would just start to back their ability a little bit more, and maybe just kick off this way. And see what they can get out of it, because Torment this second half, especially the second half of the second half, have not looked out of place by any stretch of the imagination, considering there's 13 places between these two sides.
That's unbelievable.
And that might be why, Domino, that might be why the knockdown from the ball over the top, and the cameraman Sam Cooper may well have put this game to bed for the league leaders FG. It is FG 2, Torment 0.
April, you always get that little spell. I tell you this, week in, week out, you always get that spell in a game where you get a bit on top, start mounting an attack. And when you're a team like Torment and you've been starved of the ball, chances are scarce, and you need to take them when they came.
Certainly
they did take them. Not only did I wouldn't say they didn't take them, April. The keeper was unbelievable.
Yeah, that is very, very true. And do you know what? Sometimes that's the difference. And again, we've said it a lot in the VPG Esports Prem is get yourself a world-class goalkeeper, because they win you games by themselves. Yes, they've had 2 unanswered goals, and yes, they've had good attacking play, but also at the same time, if they concede 1, maybe even 2, I mean, they had 3 or 4 really good chances, then all of a sudden you've got that 2-goal swing. Sometimes you do just need to leave it up to the goalkeepers, and when you've got world-class goalkeepers, and again, we'll talk about this, I actually have a note about world-class goalkeepers for one of our games later on, Domino, so it's perfect timing for Waddy to step up. But yeah, they're worth their weight in gold. If you can find one, hold on to them. They are quite rare, but unfortunately for Torment, yeah, they're undone from another long ball. Sam Cooper, the goal scorer, squares it. Porridge puts it on a plate for Thomas W. That puts a cherry on the top of this performance from FG.
That calls it.
Form of champions for these boys. Not too pretty in that second half, but they got the job done, and they added to their superior goal difference as well. Boosh, bash, bosh.
Yeah, April. And then there was a period in that game, it was 1-0, still everything to play for. They had a 10 virtual minutes where Torment turned into a different side, April, that we've been seeing. Very, very proactive, forward-thinking passes, chances on goal. And they needed their defence, they needed their keeper to stay big. And once they rode out that period, they got wrestled, again, possession back, momentum back, killed them off with the 2 goals. It was a very, very top of the league kind of performance, April.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, like we joked, but what it 100% was happening. Staff Prolific, Class, would have had their eye on that game, would have had their eye on that result. They're going to be disappointed Torment couldn't get anything out of it, because at 1-0 it looked like they might, and if it had been for a world-class performance from Waddy, then they may well have. But like you said, Dominic, that's form of champions, and that is what the best teams do. Right.
That's great.
Let's move across to game number 2, because I do believe the teams are ready. So let me just quickly message everyone saying they're good to go. It is MGT PEGAZE versus Empire. PEGAZE top of Elite C, so that is the second tier of VPG. Empire, of course, VPG Esports Premier, that is tier number 1. So PEGAZE are the division below, but they are top of that table by 7 points, Domino. So this is a team that are used to winning. The game is literally in 2 or 3 minutes. So don't worry about that.
And April, we always have this debate, especially when you get into, again, the latter versions of a cup game, where you've got Pagaza there, that are high-flying league, confidence is high. Empire obviously on a higher league above them.
Yeah.
With obviously you get confidence knocked with losing games. It's hard to say who you'd favour in this. You'd favour Empire because obviously on paper they're in a higher league playing against tougher teams.
Yeah.
But the confidence and again the momentum with Pagaza at the minute, so it's very much a 50-50 on my books.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. I think sometimes that does go out the window when you're talking about VPG Esports Premier sides.
Yeah.
Because these guys are big ballers. However, Empire did play an elite side in the last round and scrape past them 2-1. So it can be done. Pagaza will know that. They did beat Soon in the last round 3-2. A team we had on the channel before as well. So again, this game is poised to be an absolute belter. Two French sides, two sides used to winning, used to picking up points. Domino, it has everything it needs to be an absolute belter. It is the quarter-final of the Esports Cup here live. Oh, wrong button. Here live, VPG YouTube. Do not miss it. Do not miss it, because this is going to be massive. It is Empire in the blue kit, the French kit, and Pagaza are in the all-white kit from left to right. It is Pagaza at home this evening. Not that it matters too much with both of these teams being from the same country, France, if you couldn't tell. Here is Absco, their highest rated player statistically this season. IMAX into Kaluga. Nels tries to get it through, but Mr. does well. Goes long. It's going to come straight back at them, though. Kaluga manages just about to take it under his spell. Bit scrappy in there. Get the scrum whistle out. Boster.
And this is why, again, when you're playing a esports prem side, it's the things you've got to deal with is the consistency of these teams and their decision making. Because Empire and any team that, again, knocks around at that level, you normally decision making is like 90% correct. Where in the lower leagues, obviously, as you would imagine, 8-ball, stuff goes awry. So it's going to be hard. Pagaza are going to have to try and get a foothold in this game by possession. But it's nice to see what their tactics would be, 8-ball, and see if they're going to go long when they're at the back, and it does look like that way.
What a ball that is if Absco is onside here. Yeah, he was onside as well. Adrian picks that up, and I think you'll breathe a sigh of relief there. But I think Pagaza are good enough to be able to mix up their weapons, Domino. I think they'll feel out this Empire side. They'll give them the respect that they deserve. Maybe for the first 20-25 minutes. After that, Domino, I think it's just going to be a free-for-all. I think the mission statement is stay in the game for the first 20-25 minutes and then just go and cook, because they've got players like this man, Stro on the ball. He's a fantastic player. They've got Gymnasio up front as well. They're smashing it in, you know, the equivalent of the English Championship and the step up to the Premier League. You know, we see teams smash it in those leagues all the time. Players smash it in those leagues all the time. The right wingers smashed it there. And then step up to the next level and do well. So there's no reason why a team that's high on confidence like Pagaza can do well. However, they're going to have to repel this as Kaluga breaks into the box. And do you know what, Domino? He waited and waited and waited, and they're going to get the goal kick as well. That's 10 out of 10 defending. He really, really baited him into taking that shot there. Got the deflection. I think it was Mr. as well. Good defending from Pagaza. Or was it this man? Either way.
But they did it early here, 8-ball, where they knocked it around nicely in the back half, and then when they see a runner go through, someone's calling like a quarterback call.
Yeah.
As soon as they see through, they're putting it there. But yeah, they've just lost their way a little bit with the middle of the park. Oh my god, great feed.
Oh, IMAX into the back post where Absco is, takes it down on the chest, beats his man, stabs it into the back post. There is a man waiting, but Module does well. And tell you what, they get another goal kick. We turned corners off today.
Fortune favours the brave, 8-ball.
Restart to this Pagaza side. The 25 minutes feeling out process is nearly up, Domino. You think you've got them cracked? Do you think they're playing a quarterback style here? Bang on cue, there it goes. And
Thank you very much.
we said in the first game, Domino, it's what Torment really missed in that first half. And I do sometimes think, you know, even if, you know, just like that, the ball wasn't great, it's been picked up, and now we've got to defend, but back yourself to defend. You know, anything can happen with those long balls. FG scored 2 goals from long balls. Back yourself to be able to defend. And there it is, Mr. again, big tackle. And look, they've left 3 men up, and I really like that about this Pagaza side. And it's probably what you would expect from a side top of their league, regardless of what division it is.
Yeah, 8-ball, like they've got a style, and you can clearly tell it here. Oh, they've got into a great position. He left the foot hanging there, 8-ball.
Yeah.
He left the foot hanging. That's very, very impressive.
Yeah,
Should be the keeper. I would be really impressed if that came off, because that was a volley
over the shoulder
on the manual pass. Yeah, that's like, be very, very impressive.
Shisui Shiki does really well. Good strength from him. Keeps it ticking over for his side. Nels. Good one-touch football from Empire. Absco here jumps up, wins it. Kaluga edge of the box. Zetsuno does well initially, but it's going to come back to Kaluga, who's seen a lot of the ball in this first half. Nodded down into the path of the head. I don't think I've ever seen that before, a header onto a header, but the second header goes over the crossbar, and Pagaze once again just deal with the pressure and then restart from a goal kick as if nothing had happened.
Yeah, I think Pagaza at the minute, they're not getting found out, but the tactics are a bit more transparent now to the Empire players. They're tracking the runs really nicely, and that anymore, they're not getting too much joy from it.
Yeah.
So they might have to start changing up and see what's...
Runner on this right-hand side, it is modular. And one of the things is, Domino, is like, you know, we're saying this direct football, it can work, and it does work, absolutely. But when you've got a back line like Empire have, you know, we're talking about some of the biggest names, Eskrova, Shisui Shiki, Dubronx as well has had a fantastic season. These are out-and-out defenders. These aren't people who are just playing at centre-back because, you know, they can't play anywhere else or they're filling in. These are your out-and-out centre-backs. They live and breathe winning those long balls, those headers, those tackles. And I think Pagaze are finding out that sometimes that doesn't work against some of these best teams. I mean, they're 10th in the top league in VPG, so of course. And it might be a case of get yourselves in at half-time and say, right, do we carry this on and just hope for some scraps? Or do we try and maybe just tweak our game plan here? At 0-0 though, Domino, they are still in this game, and that will be half-time.
Yeah, April, I mean, to be fair, going in at half-time, and if you're in either camp, Pagaza, you're going to be the happier of the camps. I'd say, look, they're a higher league than us. Yes, we didn't create as much as we want to. We didn't really have the ball as much as we want to. But let's look at the actual chances Empire, this top team, had on us. Very, very many. They got into great positions. Our defence was, again, rigid. Didn't let much through. Great positioning. I think that if I was the Pagaze manager, I was like, right, that's our foundation, guys. Yeah. This is what we need to keep going. But what are we going to do then trying to get the ball to our strikers, get the ball to the danger men? And that's how you can progress there. April, if you were Empire, though, in that camp, what are you thinking and what are you saying to your players?
56% possession for Empire, 3 shots, plays 1 in favour of Empire. It does tell you how that first half went. I'd rather be in, like you said, Dom, I'd rather be in the Pagaze camp right now because I think you can take a lot of spirit from that first half performance. That makes the foundation of a team talk. That really does. Empire, though, I don't think they'll be too worried because Pagaze haven't created too much. And I think they'll go out and they'll play their natural game. And look, all it takes in this game is a stroke of good fortune or a stroke of class. Empire have the players for the stroke of class, and I think that's what Pagaze need to be worried about. They've got the likes of Kaluga, they've got the likes of Absco who can get something from nothing. So it's a worry for Pagaze, but again, 0-0. I think they would have taken this before the game kicked off. There has to be a winner tonight, so you know if they are able to keep Empire out for another 45 minutes, then who knows? Another half an hour of that, and it's a virtual lottery. So it may very well be what they're planning on doing. But knowing Pagaze, Domino, and seeing them this season, seeing some of their results as well, I don't think they would settle just for a draw. I think they'll go out and give it their all, and that's what I'm expecting in the second half.
Yeah, 8-ball, and it's more of the same where Empire picking up the ball in good positions. They're working the ball nicely. They're just looking for that killer pass.
To Kaluga, gives it to IMAX. Nels. Shot is blocked and shot is subsequently cleared.
Did they need the one more, 8-ball? Did they need the one more?
Don't ask me, mate. I don't have that kind of composure in the box, mate. Pagaze, again, what I was going to say, Dom, is they're leaving 4 players up for their defensive.
Fantastic.
Oh, Absco breaks into the box, power shot, and again, that man, he just baits the player. I love it. He just baits the player into taking the power shot and just steps across. But Pagaze leaving players up whilst they're defending, I like it. It's brave. And it's something we do say we wish more teams would do, and they are doing it here. And again, much as we said Pagaze need to be careful, I do think Empire need to be careful as well, because they've got a team who are bang in form, who are playing with their tails up, And it's still 0-0, so it's anyone's game. Absco, though, back post, picks. I don't know what that animation was. They're going to get a goal kick again because apparently corners are turned off. But, yeah, unsure about that animation at the back post there, Domino.
Yeah, but again,
oh dear.
Absco on that side.
Yeah.
April.
IMAX gives it to Nels. Once again, the man's there in the nick of time. Headed down nicely. This time, Pagaza decide to keep it. This man on the ball now, Blue Afro. Good shout for man of the match so far. He has been absolutely solid. And to be honest, probably the reason Pagaza aren't a goal or two down at the moment. Right in their luck slightly, but it's cup football.
And I just think Pagaza at the minute they're just not finding the passes out. I don't know if they're taking too long on the ball or they haven't got the willing runners going forward.
Absco behave. Breaks into the box again for the third time in the last 5 minutes. They need to start to work out how to do a number on that far side. It is the quarterfinal of the Esports Cup. Don't forget, everything to play for. We do need a winner before close of play tonight. So if this is a draw at 90 minutes, we will be going into extra time. We will let those on the 8:45 know. But we need a winner, and either of these sides would kill for a winner. And here we go. It's Pagaza. Wow. Genesio gets shoulder barged off it. He hasn't had a sniff all game, and here is IMAX through. This man's got a sniff now. Adrian does well, and again, Mr. just closing down that angle. He didn't put the tackle in, but made it almost routine. Free head is gonna. Oh wow!
Ow! Oh, he headed it. Okay, well, the player was standing offside.
Big save. Kaluga's eyes lit up like it was Christmas, and the linesman, the Grinch, has stopped him, putting it in the back of the net. I'm not sure how many more warning signs Pagaza can get here, Domino. And if I know anything about clubs, they're going to go and score here.
That's what I'm saying, April. There's 2 warning signs, and when you start getting dragged into that deep water, it's very, very hard to get yourselves out. Yeah. And they are getting dragged into that
really
deep
are,
water
yeah.
by this Empire team. It is pressure after pressure. It's precision. It's just a chance they're not falling. Pagaza being the nail 8 ball, with Empire being the hammer. But they just need that one chance 8 ball. I think a goal here wins it for either team.
Oh yeah. It's been a tight affair. It's edge of the seat stuff. It's quarterfinal stuff. 15 minutes to go. Who is going to be a hero? Who is going to fire their team into the semi-final? They are 2 games away from a final, from a chance at winning the first piece of silverware this season in the VPG. And this is a competition open up to all teams, Domino. So, you know, you've got the best of the best. Here we go. You've got the best of the best in this cup. If you win this cup, it is prestigious. Make no bones about it. Pagaza in the 2nd tier. Imagine the scenes if they did it, Domino. Imagine the scenes. They've got a chance to do it here. Of course, it's Mr. Flicks it onto the back post. Freak kill with what I believe may be his first touch of the night. A very important touch for that man. Expect nothing less.
I forgot he was in net, Abel. I genuinely forgot he was in net.
He may well have done the same.
Got to stay switch on, especially from moments like that.
That is it. And for all of Empire's possession, for all of Empire's chances, it is Pagaza on the edge of the box. Dubronk steps out well, finds the pass as well. 3v3 for Empire with more joining in. Kaluga on that far side, cuts back into IMAX. Back post is on, is a knockdown on again.
Oh, I don't know what happened there, April. 2nd animation, just ducked under it.
Here is Modage. Streak does well. It's still going to be Empire's ball, though. Gets to the byline. Absco's got a bit of time. Went for the knockdown. Boston with the shot. That's a very CDM shot, Domino. And he's taking a chance there. He is taking a chance there. It's last-ditch stuff. Kaluga fakes the shot. There it is. It's got to be the winner. 6 minutes from time. Sent 2 men for a hot dog. Another man for a Twix. Fires it in to the roof of the net from 8 yards.
Oh, 8 ball. He sold me. He absolutely sold me.
Goal worthy of winning any game, Domino.
And it's things like that, Eagle, where things not going your way. There's one player, again, moment of chaos or moment of magic. Keeper had that ball in his hand. Again, the animation pulled the player across. He had to deal with it. He couldn't just press nothing. And unfortunately headed it out. Fell to that man's feet. fake shot, and it sold me down the river 8 Ball. So I don't know how the defense are feeling.
Yeah.
And then the finish to match, take a Bowson.
Like we said, it's one stroke of magic or a mistake. It was half a mistake, but make no bones about it, that was a stroke of magic. And there's only so many chances you can give to these eSport Premier sides before someone steps up and punishes you. And to be fair, it was on the cards, and Empire a good value for this 1-0 lead. Pagaze, it's kitchen sink time effectively now, and here it comes. Mister, when Mister's not winning headers, Domino, you know it might not be your night. Pagaze are not going to pick up the second ball either.
Oh,
what a ball that is. Now
Stop that. I don't even care. They should have let him onside for that. That was unbelievable.
And yeah, this is just not being Pagaze's night. Something has just not clicked, and I think that tells you everything you need to know. They had 2 chances to dump it into the box, neither taken, and Empire get through to that semi-final unscathed despite Pagaze's best attempts. And what a run that was for the elite side Pagaze to get to a quarter-final. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's probably going to be sour, it's probably going to be bitter for them now. It's no consolation, of course, but you know, at the start of the season, when you do set your goals, if they say to you, right, well, we're top of the league we're in, which is very, very good chance of seeing this side in the VPG Esports Premier next season, and we can have a quarter-final run, you're probably going to take it.
No, 8 Ball, but the advertisement for clubs and why you have these tiers here, that's the reason for it. The Pagaze side are high-flying in their league. The league up is Empire. Empire not doing what they should expect, and obviously challenging for top 4, challenging first place. They're, again, in around mid-table, but you can see the evidence on the park there. Empire controlled the game, I would say, from start to finish. 8 Ball. Pagaze didn't really land a glove on them in a way of the attacking sense. I think Freak Hill touched the ball once from a dangerous cross coming in. And then, Empire got the goal to boot, and that's when you get to see, and that's when it shows levels. No,
I think you're spot on there. And I genuinely think even the most hardcore Pagaze fan will tell you that Empire were the better side there. And it's, do you know what? It's if they do go on and do the business in their league, which 7 points clear at the top, I don't see why they wouldn't. It's a good litmus test for them to see what next season may well be about. And I think that's confirmation that there probably is work to be done. And I don't think that's a slight on them whatsoever. I think that's just a good learning curve for them, and probably something they'd rather learn now and before the season started than halfway through the season, you know?
Yeah, absolutely able. And you said it perfectly. That's their acid test of being in. Is like, right, okay, that's what the division's about. Right, and they're 10th in their division of men. So there's 9 teams theoretically that are better than them.
Yeah.
Right, okay. What do we need to do? What do we need to change? Because if we get there, we need to compete. And I mean, Empire were class, mate. Really, really professional performance. Babel, I'm excited because we are on to the main
event of the evening. I'm just trying to find a good quality stream at the moment, and I'm struggling a little bit. Let me see what. Who am I after? I am after GMASK.
Big man in the chat, no problem for casting your games.
Oh yeah,
I appreciate you being on.
Our absolute pleasure. Right then, whilst we wait for that, let's have a look at how these two teams line up. First place Team GMASK, ladies and gentlemen, take on second place Rote. First place second, it's going to be massive. It really truly is. The Team GMASK starting 11 Domino will probably don't even need to go through, because it's one we've seen time and time and time again. They do not change their 11, and I genuinely think that is one of the many reasons why they're doing so well this season.
Yeah, 8 Ball, through the spine, through every position you got, it is like that 08 Barca team. In any position you've got, you're like, yep, I probably wouldn't replace them for anyone else. It's unbelievable. And for those young people on the channel that are watching out, if you want to just watch that man at left mid, Mr. Joan Lukaku, and you want to learn how to play the game of EA25, just watch clips of him. The guy on and off the pitch is just a class act, people.
Or go and watch our baller build of his.
I was like, there you go.
There it is. There it is. So, on the other hand, we've got Rote. 3 wins in their last 7. So, not in the best of form. Maybe not the form you want to be taking in to play top of the league. No win in their last 3. It's got everything you need for an upset, Domino. It's just it would be too obvious for Team GMASK to win. They're 9 points clear of Rote, who are in second place. They do have a game in hand as well. They won 5. They do, yep. They won 5-0 last night and 2-0 last night. Plus 47 goal difference. Everything is swaying towards a Team GMASK win. They're at home as well, just to rub it in.
Well, you're feeling the upset, Abel. You're feeling the upset.
It's just, whenever we've watched this Rote side, Domino, they've been, you know, we've not actually seen any of their skid. So I've not seen Rote perform badly. I've just seen the results. They've got some players in their team who they're performing sensationally this season. Arquez is the top goal scorer in the whole entire league. He's got 19 goals this season. He's got 22 goals this season. Almost shortchanged him. 22 goals. He is the 4th rated player overall in the whole entire league. This is the top league of VPG.
He's in the top 5, 8 ball.
Yeah.
To be in the top 10. To actually be in this league, 8 ball. It's an honour itself.
Just to be. And then you've got Lexi as well. Their cam for tonight. He's got 19 assists. He's the top assister in the league, and he is the 3rd best player, statistically speaking, in the league as well. If anyone could do it, it's got to be these guys.
Yeah, I mean, again, first, second for a reason. Tables form for a reason. And Rote were on an absolute tear before, obviously, the spree of defeats at the minute. They know if they can claw this back 8 ball, claw 3 points, 6 point swing of a game, there could be a chance that GMASK can slip up, that Joan Lukaku goes to the Bahamas for 2 weeks. Do you know what I mean? That there could be an option that this happens and they can get their chance to, again, take over. But it's all about putting performance together and actually denting GMASK. So they're going to go out there fully fueled to try and dent this, at the minute, impenetrable GMASK.
Yeah, and like we said, you know, they went on that absolute tear. I think it was 19 wins in a row. That has now finished. They have had 2 losses in, I think, maybe like the last 7 or 8 games. One loss in their last 5, though. 4 clean sheets and 9 goals scored. It doesn't matter. They're still a formidable side. And Rayo and Gyro or Raton, 34 goals in 37 games for those 2 this season. So we've got basically the 3 hottest strikers in the league right now, and that's without
0-0 then, right?
That's without even taking into consideration Machiavelli, who, when I looked, he had 3 goals this season. I think we've seen him score 3 goals on stream, so he might just be forgetting to do stats this season. Do your stats. So we can pump you up for the game. Come on. Tom, yes, there is another game after this. This is game number 3. This is the 8:45, so we're running 5 minutes late.
First, second, Tom, don't go anywhere. Get yourself a cup of tea. Get yourself some rich tea biscuits. Sit yourself down and get ready for a game.
The official biscuit of the VPG, it's not.
Sponsored.
And again, my last stat for tonight, both the teams are lobbied up and it looks like they're ready to go. But yeah, talking of some of these stats, they are ready to go. They're in. Arquez and Lexi, 4th and 3rd overall, obviously top of their respective goal scoring and assists. And I'm like, okay, well Rote have maybe got something. They can do something here. I reckon they could do something, you know. And I look at this back line of GMASK, all 3 of them in the top 5 centre-backs. All 3, their back 3 are the top 5 centre-backs. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe their goalie's second. they have no weaknesses. They have no weaknesses. And tonight, if Rote can get something here, like I said, if anyone can, it's Rote. I stand by that.
Hey, well, we know this Team GMASK side. I can tell you what they're doing in each quarter of the minute. Like, that's how much I watch and study Team GMASK. They're a hard team to beat. They're a hard team to impress. They're a hard team to play against. Because what we said, April, they've got so many weapons they can play through the thirds, balls over the top. Corners. Everyone's got to watch out for their corners. Because I tell you what, their set pieces, they've hired a special set piece coach. I don't care what you say, it's 100%.
Literally. Right. Rote, second place. Rote, the away side tonight are in the white. We usually see GMASK in the white. Maybe that's mind games, Domino. And it is top of the league, Team GMASK, the Spaniards in the black. That's going to find its way to the back post. Joan Lukaku, Domino's favourite player.
Mate, what can't he do? What can't he do? Defend, attack,
lose.
That's fair play.
Azevedo, good ball out to this right-hand side. Didas swings it into the back post. Lattice Jr. again. With Lattice Jr. on this side, Domino, with your opposite side being your gaffer and showing you how it's done, if you don't do the defensive duties, you are going to get told off. Lattice Jr. has to defend, and he's very good at it, to be fair.
You're 100% able. You get a changing room there, changing room pasting.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, this Rote side, April, I like about them, they come out a little bit fearless, which I'm here for.
They've got to. I don't think they can give Team GMASK too much respect. No, because at the end of the day, it's first place, second in this top league. Statistically speaking, Rote are the second best team in the land. You can't come into this and say, well, you know what, you're 7 points clear after all. We're going to give you all this respect and just sit back. No, that's not what Rote do, and we know that, and that's not what they've started doing here, with Azevedo having an absolute worldie so far, controlling the game from that CDM position alongside Lucas for Rote. 12 minutes in, first corner of the game, and it is going to be second place Rote. Swing it in. Valdi, though, absolute unit in the air. Joan Lukaku over the top, can't find his striker. 34 goals in 37 games for those two up front for GMASK. And to be honest, Domino, do you know what? There's games where GMASK actually don't feed their strikers all too much, yet they're on 34 goals. Work that one out. Azevedo.
Conversion rate, April, just conversion rate.
Sheer conversion.
The high quality players that take it. He's going to pressure foul him.
Wow.
Oh, he hasn't.
He's got away from his man. Cameraman thinks about not looking because he's nervous. You don't normally, do you know what? You don't normally see that from Valdi. He is our usual cameraman. You know, we've had GMASK on the 6 of the last 7 streams. I don't think I've seen him snap the I've not seen him snap the camera once. All of a sudden. And yeah, disappointing from that space there, Domino, that Gyro didn't get anything cooking for Team GMASK. And again, maybe just Team GMASK respecting this Rote side, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, it's actually turned, as you'd expect, the table is very much 50-50. I think Rote have had probably the better spell of possession in this game. But GMASK obviously are dangerous, and then they don't do a stop move. They don't do one tactic, and that's what they're going to do for the rest of the game. If something's not working, they're not afraid to change it up, and they all sing off the same hymn sheet. And good feet again, good tackle.
Yeah, Chica did well. Chica did well because he had a runner on the outside who actually tried to use as bait, and he didn't get baited into it. Yeah, to be fair, Domino, we've had Team GMASK be out of the game for 60, 70 minutes and win 2-0. They're a team that can hurt you, and it's a good matchup at the moment. But worryingly for Rote, they're just worryingly for Rote, they're just allowing GMASK to just get a foothold for the first time in this game. And
set piece, Sable. Set pieces.
Yeah.
Do it at your own peril.
It is the cameraman. Valdi is going to be the target. Flicks it on. Chica does well, though, for the second time. And Legend takes it down. He's had a bit of time there. Maybe a chance to counter for Rote. Does go out of play, though. Restart with... Even their throw-ins are good, Domino. They got throw-ins they've got coaches everywhere across the board, Domino's. It's good to see. It's good to see. Wembyama turns his man a treat. Big save. Big save from Ollie. He needed that as well. Wembyama, gyro with the turn from 30 yards.
Here's the danger, 8-Ball. Here is the danger.
Yeah. 16 goals this season for that man who had the shot.
Oh, I tell you what, 8-Ball. If the ball was better, he had to run on the man there. First time the ball's letting him down, but it gives this Rote team a chance to counter-attack.
Yeah.
And they're just slowing it down a little bit, 8-Ball. Got the players in positions. And I think, yeah, just some good time and a spell on the ball. Kind of quell the fire that GMASK currently burning at the minute.
Everything Rote do, I'm not going to question because, wow. Maybe question that one. That was brave. But, you know, they're a team that no one was expecting to be in second place this season. And they've been good value for it. And they're keeping a lot of good teams out of that top 2 as well. So fair play. And they've shown up to this game away from home against the runaway league leaders, and they are matching them stride for stride as things stand. 37 minutes in, we are goalless. Steve just about manages to get that under his spell. Raven battling away for that, does well, gives it to Guillem, who does give it away to the league's leading assister, Machiavelli. Good turn from him, a very intelligent player, that man. Arquez, the top goal scorer in the league. They're going to know all about that man. They can't get anything out of it. And once again, Azevedo with the ball over the top to their leading goal scorer. And when you get players who do have the likes of 22 goals in a season, you do have to look at the midfield and say, how are they getting that many goals? And when you've got the likes of Lexi and Azevedo et al., you can start to understand why. Yes, Arquez is a fantastic player, but he needs to be getting that service, and you can see where it's coming from, Domino.
Yeah, 8-Ball, and I think he's been a little bit starved in this first half, more than he'd like to be. But this is so much better from Rote. They wouldn't want half-time to come there, 8-Ball, because they were knocking around the ball really nicely, pinning GMASK in the half and making them sweat, making them think. Yeah, very, very 50. GMASK had probably, I would say, 80% of that first half. 20% to Rote, no real damaging chances, no real goals across here. It's balance on knife edge.
Yeah, Gyro probably having the best chance of the game, and that was from 30 yards. So Ollie did well with that, just showing us he is still alive and active. It's been a bit of a watching match for both goalkeepers, but I tell you what, Domino, for 0-0 for the first 45 minutes, I'm physically on the edge of my seat. In fact, I'm going to go back. Because that's what these two sides do.
Exactly that, 8-Ball. Because you know a game can be passive for 95%. All of a sudden, someone flicks a switch and you get something a little bit brilliant. Like in the last game with that Empire goal. Yep. You don't expect that. It comes out of absolutely nowhere. And that's why you always got to watch your P's and Q's when you're dealing with the top teams and divisions. And it is Rote looking to get started with some of that special football, but they got.
And the good thing about this game is, Domino, it's two world-class sides. So it's 22 players who can do the unthinkable, which is why we're on the edge of our seat. Lucas into Machiavelli. What a big save from Wakabashai. How has he kept that out? How has he kept that out?
He has no right. He has no right, 8-Ball. Absolutely no right to save that. What is that?
Shisui Shiki's in the chat. Thank you very much. Nicest man in pro clubs. We've said it before. We'll say it again. But yeah, Machiavelli, half a chance there. And that's all he needs. Drop the shoulder. Wakabashai had no right to save that. No Second best rated goalkeeper in the league for a reason.
Hey, boy, who's first? Because that's absolutely ridiculous. Jesus.
Gyro picks it up. Exchanging passes with Yasin. Yeah, they do indeed. This is good football from the league leaders. Raven swings it in, but there is Ollie. Picks it up gratefully, and again, more of the same from Rote, I'm sure the manager will be saying, because they've looked good value. They're matching the league leaders, the runaway league leaders so far. Chica having a fantastic game, and I said that, and he gets his pocket pinched. I'm not sure what's gone on there, Domino.
He got the yellow card, they got the foul, so yeah. Answer the postcard.
I genuinely thought you had the answer there. I'm glad you're just as confused as I am. 56 minutes gone, 0-0 between the top two in the table, but it does look like something may give soon because there's an abundance of talent out here. One being this man, another being this man, but Legend in there saying, no talent in my house. Steps across nicely, and tell you what, the ball was on down the line there. Yasin with a nice little interception just takes the pressure off his side. Dom, I'm going to ask you a question. Would Team GMASK take a draw here?
100% 8-ball. You're flying high at the top of the league. You're playing second place. You'd be like, well, what games can we?
Oh, the foot race was on. Guto does well. I tell you what, I know he was offside, but that's a psychological win, that is. Foot race against the striker.
Yeah, of course it is. But yeah, if you're Team GMASK 8-ball, you'd be like, right, yeah, second place in the league, got the game in hand, get a point against them, you dent their 3 points, happy days, on to the next one. So yeah, I think GMASK might have that in the back of the mind, but like I said, a singular point, there's absolutely nothing for Rote. So I do expect in the next 30 virtual minute, Rote start being the one to press the action here and press the press.
I'm here for it. I am here for it. Bring it on. Just under 30 to go. João Lukaku steps in for Team GMASK. Rayo holds it up top, gives it to Christos, and they will restart from the back. Lattice Juniors had a quiet game going forward, at least.
Very quiet.
Unusually like him. Yasin, good turn. That is usual like him. Gyro drops the shoulder, gives it to the quiet man. Lattice Junior, top pins, he's done it. The quiet man has done it. What do you know, 8-ball? Shut your mouth. 1-0 to Team GMASK. Bang on cue.
8-ball. Just, somebody's go watch it right from the beginning again of that whole play. Decision making, times of passing, the turn, the finish. Everything there is of the highest level. And like I said, it just takes them one moment to just be like, yep, change gears. Here's gear 4. This is what you get for it.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And it's why these boys are league leaders.
Do you know what? We actually touched upon it accidentally and talked about how resourceful this Team GMASK side are. One shot from Lattice, Travella, top corner against a world-class goalkeeper. We know that. We've seen that firsthand. It's just different levels, Dom. It's just different levels. This Team GMASK side are, I'm going to say now, they're going to go on and win the league.
Oh, that's a big, bold claim, mate. Well, that is a bold claim. You don't know João Lukaku is in the Bahamas. So that is on you. That is on you.
No holidays from this point. What can Rote do in response then? Header from Fisher, jumps straight down the throat of Wakabashai, and he is in no rush to take this, funnily enough. 15 minutes to go.
And then, to be fair, you're 1-0 down, and then you've got to climb a mountain of trying to get past 3 of the top 5 centre-backs.
That's it. To be fair, though, if anyone can do it, it's these two up front, Machiavelli and Arquez, two world-class strikers, Lexian behind them, and I tell you what, Azvedo, big shout for man of the match as well. He's been phenomenal behind the pair of them, and with this goal, Arquez fires it home. Wakabashai once again. This is the Wakabashai show. 2 world-class saves. And Domino, we spoke about world-class goalkeepers already. It's just the proof's in the pudding.
What am I watching? What am I watching?
Rote must be wondering what they can do here.
It's just ridiculous. And yeah, then Wakabashai, it's one of the most best 2 saves I think I've seen, back-to-back saves, again all season. Unbelievable stuff.
And it's against the top goal scorer in the league as well, so you know he knows how to find the back of the net, and I think that makes it even more of a world-class save. But job's not done. 10 minutes. Wakabashai and co. Can they keep a clean sheet? A clean sheet will win it for the league leaders. That will put them 12 points clear of second place Rote with a game in hand. There are others around the top of the league, like the likes of Capri, like the likes of One Mind, who are on a bit later on, our 4th and final game for tonight, who can narrow that gap, but it's, we're talking about a few points. as opposed to really making
there.
a stretch for it. Doesn't matter, Domino. Really doesn't matter. EA said it's a foul, so it's a foul. 5 minutes left. Rote will feel hard done by because they have looked good throughout this game. And again, all it took was Wakabashai being on holiday, Domino.
Exactly. All it needed was him to join.
When it's not your night, it's not your night. It was not a red card. As Vado, you can't send off the man of the match. Although now it's Wakabashai, I guess.
you made our job a little bit easier.
Yeah, cheers, guys.
And yeah, 8-ball, absolutely never a red card. He was late on the tackle, fair play to him. Yeah, it happens. Never a red card. But again, EA does EA things.
When it's not your night, it's not your night. Rote not done too much wrong in all honesty. They've created chances. They've defended well. They've matched this Team GMASK side toe for toe right up until now, though. Puts it on a plate for Rayo to put this game to bed. 2-0 up against second place. Job done for the league leaders, the runaway league leaders.
Like, Lattice had 2 players there, and this is the difference in the game, where people say it's hard to attack. Watch Lattice. Watch that back.
Lattice Jr. is an absolute baller, and Rayo sends through his strike partner, and if the second one was a cherry, I don't even know what this was. There's a firework on top of this performance. Team GMASK 3, Rote 0. Jobs are good.
One of those sparkling things in the cupcake table, one of them ones.
And yeah, what Rote, like I said, Rote, I mean, I was literally in the middle of saying Rote haven't done too much wrong, and then I didn't even finish that sentence, and they've conceded another 2 goals. Wow.
Where do you want to start with that one?
I mean, we'll go back to when they were winning 1-0, and Rote had a corner, and I said GMASK were going to win the league.
I can start with that, please.
Selfishly, I'd like to start there, Domino.
Oh, mate. It's, again, Rote throughout 80% of the game. Is that a 3-0 scoreline? Probably not. I'm not going to lie to you. I think GMASK had 3 shots on target, and their basic Ollie, who's not a bad keeper, it's just the conversion that these boys have. The first and second goal, 8-ball, people need to watch them back. The first goal, if every pass was the correct option, that's what they played. There was no missed pass, perfectly timed, perfectly weighted. Finish was amazing. The second goal, Lattice doing what Lattice does. I think they starved him off the ball, which was counterproductive for GMASK, because that man can send you 6s and 7s. Like, he's an unbelievable player. And he drew 2 players out, beat 2 players, ghosted inside, played the ball. He assisted the assistant, but really, in my opinion, that's all Lattice in that game. And you've got match winners, you've got match savers, you've got it throughout this GMASK team, Abel. It's an incredible outfit, and yeah, it's going to be a hard argument to say why they can't win the league.
No, spot on there, Domino. Once again, it really, truly is. I tell you what, One Mind, who are our next game, have only just gone into the second half, so we'll let that one simmer for a little bit, and we'll continue to talk about the runaway league leaders. And I tell you what, Domino, we'll go one extra, and we'll get that league table up, shall we? There it is in all its glory. 9 points clear before a ball was kicked tonight. That puts them 12 points clear with a game in hand over second place. Obviously, the likes of Capri and One Mind down there in 8th as well. They can still have a say, but it's gonna, you know, we're talking about 7, 8, 9 points off rather than 2, 3, 4 points off. Team GMASK, this is officially yours to lose.
Absolutely.
I can confirm as well that One Mind are 1-0 up in that game. That is half time.
Yeah. Like I said, looking through the league table there, 8-ball, it's hard to see anyone catching them. But like I said, it takes one off week where this team GMASK have been together the whole time. It just takes 2 centre halves just not being there, and then them slipping 9 points. More than 9 points, 8-ball in one night, and everything could change. Hence why the VPG season, the leagues, in a week, everything could change, and you could play for everything. The amount of times, 8-ball, we actually see it where early stages or mid stages, we're like, they've run away with it, they're absolutely going to win it. And every single time towards the end of the season, we're like, how was it this close?
Yeah. I don't think that's going to be the case this season. Okay. I'm going to call it now, only because, you know, this is the 7th time in 8 streams that we've watched this Team GMASK side. So it's probably the most we've ever watched a team in a season.
Yeah.
If they keep that same 11, I'll caveat this now. If they keep that same 11, that 11 that plays week in, week out, night after night, if they can keep that side, they will stroll to the championship, their first championship. They're desperate for it. They're cancelling holidays. They've cancelled Christmas, Domino. They want this league title.
8-ball.
Massive.
You might not know this. I'm actually going to put you on the spot here, but like I normally do. Because you know some of the core players in that team obviously were the old Real Sociedad, the Dynamite Real Sociedad. Did they pick up the VPG?
They did. They did the double.
Right. Okay. So there are winners in that team then.
Yes. Yeah. The likes of Yasin, Rayo, Joan Lukaku, Gilaya, maybe. I'm sure I'm missing a few as well, but they've all been there, done it, wore the t-shirt, but the t-shirt they were wearing was not the Team GMASK t-shirt. So something just feels right about this Team GMASK side. And like I said, we've watched them so often that I feel confident about saying that. If for whatever reason, 1 or 2 start to become unavailable, or whether it starts to get into their heads that they've won the league, perhaps some things can change. But you've just seen them do a number on second place, Domino, and don't get me wrong, the 3-0 scoreline flattered them slightly, only slightly, because they were good. They were still good value for the win. But you know, that's statistically speaking the second best team in the league, and it's 3-0 at the end of the day. That doesn't tend to happen in a lot of seasons in the VPG, and I just think this Team GMASK side, they've just got the balance perfect. Everyone is performing at the moment. Everyone's playing for each other. They've just cracked it. They've absolutely cracked it, and I think at this point in time, the likes of One Mind, Capri, Rote, Fama. To be fair, Fama still have some games in hand as well. I genuinely think by the end of this week, if results carry on the same way they are, aka GMASK winning everything, I think they'll just start preparing for next season already.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good shout for some of these teams. And if you want me to give you a little bit of advice, and no one's going to take advice from me, don't get me wrong, especially when you're at this level. But if I can, what I've seen from GMASK and their big strength, look, they've got strengths all over the pitch, but their main 1-8-ball is that solidarity at the back. There's no shock that these 3 centre-backs and the keeper are all within the top 5 of the whole entire league. Once you build a resourceful team that don't ship goals, that is your stable, that is your base. Once you build those strong foundations, you can build from a base. And any team that's thinking to compete with each of these teams, that's what you need to do. That's where you need to recruit. If you are shipping goals too often and your teams are scoring goals, great, we've got one area sorted. We need to build a strong foundation. And not only do they need to be good players, but consistently 8-ball, because not only GMASK have been unbelievable players, consistently on, week in, week out, night in, night out. That's a hard thing to do. And to get people willing and committed enough to do that for your team and for your cause is, to be fair, as good as the players themselves.
Spot on. And to be fair, talking of strong foundations, that does lead us on to our final game for tonight. There's no team sheets, as I said in the intro to this game. Naughty Drift Esports not submitting their team, so you do have to just put up with the blue and the red background. We got some Pokemon vibes going on here. It is One Mind, 8th place One Mind, taking on 13th place Drift Esports. Domino, you were talking about those stable foundations. One Mind, arguably one of the most stable foundation-y sides we've ever seen. And in their last 6 games before tonight, They have won 2-0. Last 6 games, that's 6 clean sheets with
And
6
2-0,
wins.
yeah. Oh.
And they've just done it again tonight because they've just won that first game 1-0. 7 games, 7 clean sheets in a row.
And we know the One Mind team. We know the VLG One Mind team. They're unbelievable players, 8-ball, with DeFreezy in the middle, and again, all the supporting cast around them. They're an incredible team. They're an incredible team to watch. It's just, and that's what I mean. They're building for that next season, where what players are we keeping, which is a huge majority of them. What players are we looking to move on? But yeah, that's an unbelievable statistic actually. So how many clean sheets in a row then, 8-ball, did you say? 7?
7 in a row. As of 30 seconds ago. And again, you know, I've actually got the note to talk about the highest rated player on the One Mind side. Bearing in mind they're 8th. They've been on an absolute tear recently. Their highest rated player is their goalkeeper.
Really?
And that just tells you how important goalkeepers are at this level. Find yourself a world-class goalkeeper and just build the team around him and do whatever else you want. Because, I mean, it's maybe not the same for this One Mind side because, you know, across the pitch, they've got 11 players who are very, very good defenders. But we've seen tonight with Wadi starting us off and then Wakabashai as well. It's the season of the goalkeeper, and Anonym tonight is going to be massive. He's got Arjon to keep out for Drift Esports, their top goal scorer, 13 goals already this season. Just let me let everyone else know we are ready to go. Last 3 in the EU domino. So they've had 7 clean sheets in a row. Only one of those has been in the EU Prem. Because they haven't played in the EU Prem since last Wednesday for whatever reason. Last 3 in the EU Prem before tonight. Played 3, won 1, drawn 1, lost 1. So, the slight crack, the slight chink in the armour, which I think Drift Esports should really, really cling on to, is the fact that they're, again, not firing on all cylinders in the form of constant wins in the EU Premier. Yeah, that is what I would be drilling home to my boys. Pay no attention to the names. Yeah. Let's look at the form, the most recent form, and that is it.
Absolutely, able. And you take the small wins where you can. If I'm going to motivate my team, it's going to be either players being out, the form across there. Anytime you can find a small win that you give your team some confidence to go and play, because it's all about that. When they get on the pitch, they need to know they can win. They need to know they can hurt the team. And if you're saying is like, boys, they're smashing it in their own league. But I tell you what, when they play up here with us, with the big boys, they're not getting their results. So I tell you what, we could do something here. So I would say that to my team at the minute. But One Mind obviously are in great form, and it could be a good reset for them, 8-ball. Like you said, they've gone on a bit of a tear. They've played some games, got some found confidence. When you go back into the big boys, the top league again, at least all your players are there happy playing with confidence. So swings and roundabouts, really.
Yeah. And they're definitely a side who they take a 1-0 win every game, One Mind. And I think with Mirko and Stefano up front, just the 16 goals for them this season in 30 plus games, I think that tells you everything you need to know about this One Mind side. Is one, they don't just rely on getting it to the attackers, and I think we've seen that constantly this season. You know, the likes of Francois, Antonio Mertz, even DeFreeze himself, due on the right wing as well. They're happy to share the load. They're happy to share out the goals. That almost makes them more dangerous, Domino. Yeah,
and they can shut up shop, 8-ball. It's they win 1-0. They win 1-0. It's a hard skill to do. As soon as they get a goal, they shut up shop. And with people, and again, touch upon their defense like Manu, a Scorpion is possibly one of my favorite centre backs around. And it's decision making. It's decision making of when he needs to go close, when he needs to go press, when he needs to tuck in. You watch a Scorpion, and for some reason, he's someone that makes the game just look easy. Like, it's that Van Dijk where you're just jogging back and you kind of know he's got it covered. I'm like, here we go. He's running after me. Fair enough. He will win this ball.
Spot on. That is a wealth of experience. I think that is what that is. It's just been there, done that, wore the t-shirt. You know, we're talking about the likes of Joan Lukaku. A Scorpion is what Joan Lukaku is to defending.
Exactly that.
Another note about this Drift Esports side then, Domino. They are in our naughty books, but we will talk about them anyway. They are 13th, so 5 places behind One Mind. They are only 7 points behind them, so once again, just shows how... I'll get the lobby up while we're waiting. It just shows how tight this table can be in places. However, Drift Esports have played 6 more games. So, is this a case of... You know, we had it yesterday, we asked the question, are Drift Esports looking up? Or are they going, right, we're 11 points off relegation? Are we making sure we stave that off first? Because I think they've played the most games in the league so far. So they don't have the games in hand. They've got the points tally is the points tally. And then where are they at, Domino? Where are they?
Yeah, I think where you've said, like, again, my mindset would personally be, like, safety is the main. Are we in danger? So first of all, if we're not in danger, then okay, what's the nearest place we can get that's comfortable that we think we make? Obviously, setting yourself realistic tasks as a team instead of something completely crazy. Like, we can go on a mount for top 4 here or something like that. I think if they are a dangerous place to relegation, if they can have one bad night, one bad run of games, and it can pull them down to the bottom, that might be a tactic. So it'd be a points tactic. So, right, how many points is it safety for us? Right, we need 15 more points out of the next couple of games. 15 points is where we do it. Who we've got to play. Here's where we're going to get our 15 points, guys. And any time, like we're playing the One Mind, if we pick up points in that game, they're just going to be bonuses. So yeah, I do agree. Well, I would say it is safety above everything else.
Yep, and to be honest, 2 losses in their last 7, and those were the last 2 games for Drift Esports. So they were 5 unbeaten, lost the last 2. So a good bit of form before Monday's games for Drift Esports. And in those 5 games unbeaten, they did beat second place Rote and Saf Prolific. So and the 2 games they lost in Monday, I think one was Monday, one was Thursday, was Famalicão and Capri. So they're almost performing above where you would expect a 13th place side to be performing. So my point there, Domino, is why can't they do a job here?
Yeah, April, it's bang on, absolutely bang on. And I'm just excited, April, that it is the last game of the evening. I feel it, April. I feel the next couple of games. I'm gonna say this on the stream because I'm gonna curse it now. This is our, I think, 8th game, April. Nope, this is our 11th game in a row where only one team has scored. Yeah.
No, that can't be. There's a stat for you. Nice to see I'm rubbing off on you, Francois.
Oh my Jesus.
Wow. Wait in the bush. We'll clear that and we'll be happy to see the back of that. Very, very quick start for One Mind. They are coming to the party hot. Drete sends us out to this near side with Joker. Tries to beat a Scorpion much harder than it looks. Is he going to keep that in? No, he is not. Good 60-yard pass, unable to keep it in. We'll restart with a throw. Drift Esports just about managed to get it down the line. Stokes.
And April, just really quickly, as I said, at the 11th game in a row where only one team's got the party, do you know who was the last team to get 2 goals on either side?
One Mind.
No, it was Drift versus Ultra. So Drift are our team, April. Let's go.
Let's do it. Sweet, sweet poetry. I mean, they've barely touched the ball so far. One Mind have been hogging the ball so far. So they need to get with the times. They need to get the memo. One Mind starting like a team with something to prove here, and with a red hot team to catch being Team GMASK. Here is Ju, swings it in. Francois did well to win that, but
yeah, he just had to put all the purchase on it himself, April. It was just kind of, yeah, it's just chipped into that area. But Drift here with some nice one-touch passing. It's opened up. I thought he was going to hit April.
Yeah, me too.
Up very nicely for the shot. Oh,
here is Arj on their top goal scorer. Shot blocked. Stokes again, very tidy player. down the line to Kimmy Season, a channel favorite Kimmy Season. Taken out, nothing given or advantage given. Drete gives it to Kefsil. I don't think he really wanted it there. Did well initially, but DeFreezy and co win it back. Mirko, great turn of pace from him. Is he going to get taken out? No, he's going to get swarmed out instead. And Wait in the Bush goes long, but look at the black shirts there. As you would expect One Mind to do, Domino. Defensively astute.
Yeah, and Drifts came up with some pace there, 8 Ball. 1-2 touch passing, nice quick passing, but this One Mind team wasn't shaken, wasn't rattled. They held their ground quite nicely, made sure the CDMs tucked in, and yeah, they came away unscathed. There was only that one little gap, 8 Ball, where I think he could have hit it. There was a power shot crying out there.
Yeah,
nice and early.
We all know about the power shots in FC25. Manu does well, gives it to Agoose, sitting at that base of the midfield for the Italians. They are at home tonight. David loses out. Stokes gives it to Kimmy Season. Took one for the team there, keeps the ball for his side, and Drift Esports in the white shirts looking to build from the back. That's dangerous though. Antonio Mertz picks it up high up for One Mind. Can't find a man. Yeah, I think your reaction said it all there, Domino. Unusual for Antonio Mertz.
Yeah.
Headed down by Ju. Mirko, a shot come through ball over the top. I'm not sure how much you knew about that, but it's a new one for us. One back by Agoose for One Mind. Again, 4 games in hand over the league leaders, Domino. They were...
Oh, that is a risky ball.
They've done it a few times.
Don't get me wrong. I know.
I think if you're going to play like that as well, you know, if you're going to play those risky passes through, which it does look like they're going to do, you really do need to motor on from there. They're playing those risky passes, then they're almost going sideways from the second pass. And it's almost a bit like...
What a ball that is. Francois here with the touchdown. Anyway, I'll do a ball.
Yeah, it's almost a bit like, well, what's the point in playing the risky pass first if you're not going to carry on that momentum? And I think Drift, they're almost backing themselves and then unbacking themselves. Edge of the box is on. There is Ju. Good shot and good save. And I tell you what, Dominic,
to be fair,
he's done well to get it out of the danger
That's
zone.
a great point, to be fair. Like, it's a risk reward, isn't it? Like, why are we risking that pass?
Yeah.
To get a counter attack on, it's like, but why are we risking the pass? Like, if it doesn't come off, they're going to score. If it does come off, we're going to pass it sideways. Fair play.
Occasionally, I say some things that are half decent. You know, it's you have to wait a couple of streams for the next one. But
I was 16 games able. almost as much as G-Mind's winning streak.
Everything One Mind so far. The shot from distance, and again Maverick with the save, touches it wide. It wasn't the most convincing, but he did his job at the cost of a corner. One Mind back post. Here is the free header. Big save. That's a lot more convincing. I think that was Lighty who got that free header. He's been left alone again, and there's not a white shirt near him. Number 16 doesn't know who to mark, and I tell you what, they got off very, very well there because they had 2 men over. And this may explain the reason why they were short. Tell you what, he's just left it. Oh, he's offside. There we go.
Oh, okay. That was a very odd reaction. He was like, nah.
Yeah. He's like, no, I should have been back defending that corner, like 8 Ball said. 10 minutes left till half-time. That's it. Can One Mind find a way through? Because it's all one-way traffic at the moment. Here is Francois. They're leading a sister on 6. Stefano to Agoose. DeFreezy, our cameraman. Antonio Mertz into striker's feet. David, though, plays it off. Possibly his own player. Yep, Kimmy Season. They're all getting in on the act now, Domino. The white shirts of Drift are having to defend because One Mind look potent at the moment.
Yeah, again, it's just, I think, range finders at the minute for One Mind 8 Ball. Range finders. They're just tapping them, little nudging them to see where the gaps are, poking and prodding them.
Here we go.
And I think that they will hurt them later on unless Drift can lay a glove on them. But at the minute, it's just all
they've got to
One
back
Mind.
their ability, mate. They've got to back their ability. They're constantly coming back and constantly getting caught on the ball. Just play it to your striker, and if he gets caught out there, then so be it. It's frustrating to watch. Joker lose out. That's absolutely fine. He had nothing on. Ju down the line to his striker. Mirko gets it back. That's how it's done, Drift. Thought about taking it down. Arjon does well. The top goal scorer for Drift on the halfway line. That tells you everything you need to know about how the game has gone so far. He's about 90 yards away from goal. Stokes, can they get something in this last kick of the game? It's going to go in. The man goes down. Edge of the box, perhaps. Keeps it just about alive. And the referee is like, do you know what? I've got a one-mind clean sheet here, lads. Let's just call it half-time. 0-0 at half-time. It has been one-way traffic for One Mind, as maybe we would expect. Just based on league position, of course. Don't shoot me, Drift Esports fans. But what can Drift do, Domino, to get themselves back into this game?
Yeah, I think Drift need to go to a tactic. Like we said, we don't want to call it Route 1 football. We do call it direct football. They look like they're struggling to play through the thirds. One Mind are a very regimented and organised team. They're not going to get any joy through the thirds, and tried and tested. They're trying to a little bit too risky and take on players in non-threatening areas. If you're going to take on a man, it's on the byline where you can actually get into the box instead of in the middle of the park, because if you lose, you're getting countered. I'd say be a little bit more safe and less risky. If I was the One Mind camp, what can I do, mate? I genuinely think we need to get into the freeze. He's been in really good positions where he picks up the ball, and I know that man can find a killer pass. It's actually one of my favourite players to watch, because the vision on that guy is absolutely incredible. And I think while he's there and free, that's the pass you need to find, because he can unlock defences.
No, spot on. And I still think they're trying to work out what his best position is, whether it is playing deep as a CDM, whether it is playing in that cam, because that's where we saw him at the start of this season. He's currently playing in a centre midfield position, so he's done all three of them now. I'm waiting to see him pop up. Wow. Pushed out again by Maverick. Did well, because that was a snapshot. I'm looking to see where he pops up. Maybe he's going to do a porridge job and just end up playing like fullback somewhere and just watch him run the game from fullback.
Just do a Trent, mate, and just runs it.
That's it. Yeah, give it a go.
But I like him in that position where he is. I think he
can
influence his team defensively and offensively. If he gets defensive there, picks it up. Wanted to give and go.
Just got away from him like he does well. Gives it to Francois. Kimi Season, fantastic work from him, having to spend the majority of this game on the defensive side, which a very, very capable wide midfielder defensively, and you don't see that too often. We know these wide players like to attack when they're asked to do a job. This is good football from Drift. Here is Kiwi Season, chance to attack. I tell you what, I've seen him given. There's that defending what I was talking about.
Just hanging out a foot, Abel.
Seen him given. Seen him given. And that's much better from Drift Esports. All of a sudden, back. Oh, I'll tell you what, Domino, that's a ball.
I told you, mate. I told you.
Gives it to Mirko. Oh, Francois, that was close. That was close. Mirko to Sefinho to Francois via De Freezy. That is One Mind in a nutshell. That's how they would have dreamt it last night.
Yeah, and that's what I said. I just think when he's in the position, people just start using him there. Like, if I see De Freezy free, I'm finding feet there. Yeah. If you see him, you're finding the pass. Because he's not a player that will always play a killer pass. It's side-to-side passes, and if it's on, he'll play it. That's what I mean. He's just clever. Yeah, just give him the ball, and if it's on, he'll play it. Good defending.
Wow, that is risk versus reward. If they go and score now, it's all worth it. And I tell you what, they've broken through, and this is what we asked for. This is what we wanted to see this Drift Esports side do, and they started doing it, and then I said well done, and then they stopped. They almost got shy.
Just when you're looking to take on people in the middle of the park where there's no risk and reward. We should do a video on risk and reward, April, to be fair. I mean, oh, bang.
Yeah, only me and you would watch it, though.
two more viewers than we normally have.
Right hand side of midfield is Kimi Season trying to square up his opposite number. Wins the throw-in. Thought he might have played that in early doors. Is he going to do it this time? No, he's not, because his pocket is pinched once more. They go long over the top 2v3, and no jump this time from Mirko. There's that ball, that risk versus reward ball. Go forward, because you did the hard bit. There it is. Good work from Drift. That's not there.
Did not want that.
No. The signs are there, Domino. The signs are there. They've just... I don't know whether it's fatigue. I don't know whether it's lack of self-belief. Whether they're playing one mind and they don't fancy it. But the ability's there. The skill level's there. It's just the execution or the mentality. There you go. Stokes has got it. We know that man's got it. And immediately come back.
But this, yeah, I don't mind stuff like this. Well, this is all nice. This is great play, and then unfortunately it gives it away. But there is credit there, Abel, to One Mind, because they're making it very, very difficult for Drift to play through. There's no man that's not covered. The gaps that are showing is probably because One Mind want to show you those gaps to pass it into. They cut it out very, very nicely. It's a very, very tactful performance here, but I feel like Drift are just getting a little bit back into this game.
Yeah, and we just saw an unusually long ball from the back line of One Mind, and they might be getting a little bit tetchy here, because that's very unlike them, because, you know, it's the second time they've gone long. They might get some change out of the tail. Maverick's had a fantastic game so far, the goalkeeper for Drift. But yeah, unusually we're seeing One Mind go a lot more direct at the moment, and a lot of the time it's actually just coming back and missing their midfield, and their midfield is arguably their strongest asset.
Yeah.
And you see DeFreezy here working for that space, that first time ball over the top two Jew, and he's working again to get it back. Instead, it will go to Agoose, and that's why we give it to DeFreezy, ladies and gentlemen. Joker threatened to drop the shoulder again, come back into danger, and now it's Jew's turn. Over on that far side, gets a 1-2, cute stuff from One Mind, but Drift win it back. Again, he's beat his man, come back inside. I'll be writing a strongly worded letter to Drift after this game. One, it's going to be about the lack of lineup, and two, it's going to be about the just back yourself, boys. Really just back yourself. Antonio Mertz. Francois loses out to Kefasil, out wide to their top goal scorer, who is 100 yards away from the goal. Drift will not like seeing that, but you know, I'd say it. Would they take a draw here, Domino? Or DeFreezy's won it high up here, slides in Mirko. Near post was on. Maverick takes it under his spell, maybe his 7th or 8th save of tonight. He's been a very busy boy. Anonym in the One Mind goal, I don't think has touched the ball.
No, I don't think he's touched the ball. I don't even know if Anonym's in goal,
Yeah, he is.
I haven't seen team lineups. Oh, is he?
Yeah. Man down injured, I assume, so it goes. And again, the long ball from One Mind. Drift can take solace in the fact that they really have at times stopped this One Mind side from playing and made them go long. It might well be a tactic of One Mind just to mix up their arsenal, because here they are on the attack, having gone short through the whole attack. DeFreezy behave, almost gets away with it, and if Drift Esports can just, I don't, why did he need the pirouette, Domino? Why? He didn't need it, just play it down the line, go. Just play the ball. Just play the ball. It's been a frustrating game. It's been a frustrating game.
I thought that'd be able, but to be fair, last chance saloon here, 1+ minute added on, 1+ minute played.
Go for it.
I mean, it'll be a Drift Esports to go short now, and the whistle goes.
Turn into trouble. It's going to be another 0-0 for One Mind, and they're a very good side defensively. It's not a side we call upon if we want a high goal scoring game, that is for sure. But
here we go.
Oh, for crying out loud. Oh my god, Anonym, what are you doing? Oh, I spilled it! Oh, okay, we got some action towards the end now. I'll give a cheer for that one.
Anonym's fingers were cold.
Anonym's literally watching the stream. He's watching the stream like, well, you want goals? Have a look at this then. Thank you, Anonym. Thank you. Keeping things spicy. You might have to answer to your manager after that one, because yeah.
Heart and mouth stuff.
That really truly was. Another 0-0 for One Mind. There is a joke in the broadcast chat that we don't have One Mind on because they give us 0-0s. But the problem is they're such a good team to watch. They just defend really well and come up against a very good goalkeeper in Maverick for Drift Esports, who, to be honest, him or DeFreezy for man of the match easily.
Yeah, either one. We didn't get to see, obviously, the skills face Scorpion like we mentioned earlier on.
Didn't need him.
He did need him. And to be fair, he didn't hand him until he gave us some action at the end. Fair play, hand him. We needed a clip of that game. We needed a clip of that game. Thank you very much for providing us one. But yeah, I'd say the freeze 8 ball. Anything that was good happening through offensively, through the One Mind team, just came through that, man. That engine room, that creativity there. Brain ticks differently. And to be fair, 8 ball, if you adrift, taking a scout, taking a point off One Mind.
Yeah, why not? Why not? It's not, like you said, they're 7 points behind them. They're 11 points off relegation. It's, you take that, you keep, they've got a good little record going. 3 losses in the last 7 now. Yep. They've stemmed the flow of defeats against big teams. Fama and Capri are the only 2 sides in those 8 games that they did lose. So, you know, they're stemming the tie against good teams, or the teams towards the top, and beating the teams around them. And I think, you know, have a look at their league position in a week's time if they carry on doing that, and all of a sudden you'll see them start to creep up towards that top 10 at the very least, that top 8. And again, if Drift Esports finish in that top 8th or above, they would have bit your hand off of that at the beginning of the season. So absolutely. Fair play to them, fair play. And again, like we spent the whole 90 minutes saying, the signs are there. They can play good football. They just need a bit of a rocket up them to say, right, let's go out and try and score and try and win this game, because they're more than capable of doing it. And I think it would have been an interesting match if they really had just thrown caution to the wind and played. It was unusual decision making at a lot of points in that game. The quality was there, right? But exactly like you said, the mechanics were there. Yeah. There was nothing wrong with it. They defended really well. It's just the decision making in those key areas of what to do. Beat a man, play a killer ball, go over the top. I think 1 out of 3 times they did the right thing. And it would have been good to see a team put this One Mind side on the back foot as well. Yeah. Just because we're not used to seeing it pretty much ever. Mm-hmm. So that would have been an interesting watch. However, it did finish 0-0, One Mind and Drift. Congratulations, commiserations, depending on how you look at it. But thanks for being on the show. And the same for GMASK, Rote, Pagaza, Empire, FG, and Torment. Thank you very much. And to those of you at home as well, thank you so much for tuning in. Your support means absolutely everything. And the support you get from competitive pro clubs, as we always say, we'll be taking these stats to the headquarters of EA and saying, look, this is how many people are interested. This is how many people are going to watch 3 times a week, every night. Come on, let's give it some love. Show it some love. That's our plan anyway. How it goes, we don't know. Yeah, we have no idea. God loves a trier. We will try. Right, so that's it for us tonight. We'll be back on Thursday. Make sure you are subscribed to this channel. This is the channel with the live streams on VPG. Join the Discord. Get involved if you're not already involved in everything they do. The pyramid system at VPG is ridiculous. So there's levels for absolutely everybody. Even you and I, Domino. Even you and I. No, there's no level for us anymore. Too high. We're too high. Too good at this game. And we're, of course, Pro Clubs Weekly on behalf of VPG. So, again, we are a YouTube channel doing everything in that Pro Clubs 11v11 sphere. So give us a follow, a subscribe on social medias and YouTube. And that way you can physically not miss a beat. Right, speaking of beat, let's go, because I am absolutely beat. It's stream number 2 of 3 done this week. We're back on Thursday. We'll see you then. Break in the middle April. What do we even do on Wednesdays? Who knows? I don't know. We'll still talk though, let's be honest. We'll still be here. Yeah. Right, see you all Thursday, 8 PM sharp. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and catch you on the next stream, guys. See ya, team.